So obviously from a retail perspective, social media drives a ton of awareness and demand. And there's a desire to harness that. So how do you feel from your perspective you balance monetizing social media with maintaining its autonomy that really drives credibility with the guest and with the customer?
Well, for us, credibility is everything. We're not selling things, so for us to take away from that is literally, it's ruining our business. So we have to be really, really careful about it. But what we do, we a lot of times message out on behalf of brands, but there's a conversation had with the brand to let them know that we are going to put this through our filter. We are going to put it in our language, and you may not get to approve it before it goes out, but trust us, that's the way it's going to feel the most authentic. So we just make sure that we're really giving it the same treatment, and it's done by the same person that messages out all of our social media messages. So it has consistency. We make sure that we're not inundating them with sort of advertising speak. We also make sure that there's a cadence to it of no more than 4 times a week we'll have sponsored posts.
I think one of the main things is not disappointing your customer in terms of your authenticity. So being real is something that's very big for us, and really communicating to her. And it's not necessarily about just I'm dictating to you what I think. It's a conversation where I'm listening to her. So early on, we had a handbag that these girls were said I'd buy the bag if it had a softer bottom. So we took a survey online and we made the bag according to who got the most votes. But it's also, breaking out of the box where you could say everyone should advertise and it costs $40,000 for an advertisement in a magazine. And we go, okay, wait, everyone does that. But that's not how our customer wants to receive her information necessarily. So what could we do with that $40,000 that would be out of the box? Whether it be an Instagram wall at our fashion show where, your photo would go up. And so I think that knowing that that's how she talks, you're building trust with her. And you're communicating to her in ways that surprise and delight her, and on channels that she likes. So I think it's constantly just also being honest and not sitting back saying this is how it's going to be.
I think for us it's about balance. We don't use social media platforms at the beginning to make sales because you don't want to feel like you're shoving product down your customer's throat. So for us it is really about connecting to our customer. It's Rebecca said, it is a dialogue, but for us, it's really about being true to the brand. And I feel like when you're authentic and it's organic, we've noticed that that's when people really connect, and our customer service department gets the most calls when it's Danielle and I styling the jewelry, how we normally wear it, or highlighting friends or places where the jewelry is subliminal. It's not about buy this and we're shoving product down your throat. So we have had a lot of dialogue with the customers, and we ask them when they call, if they want to have conversations with customer service, how they found the product, or and a lot of times it's through Instagram or other social media platforms, but it's not because we were advertising to them in a traditional way. And I think this day and age, the consumer is so smart that there's so many brands out there, and they're being talked to in so many different languages and so many different platforms with social media, traditional email, newsletters, and by advertising in magazines, that our brand, by being able to build a brand that, we sell all over the world now in 6 years, you wouldn't have been able to do that, 10 years ago. And I think that's because the way that people do business is different, and you want to feel like you're speaking to your friend, and you know more about the brand than just the product. And Danielle and I really make an effort to be the faces of the brand and show how we wear it and how DANNIJO is incorporated in our lifestyle.
Good job.